So, welcome back to the fourth episode. In this episode, we're going to be talking about liquidity candles. So, a liquidity candle, oh, candle, yeah, there we go, is a candle that has a 30% or less body than the overall candle. Okay, these are either doji or uh, candles, candles. Once taken, the often produce a reaction. Okay, so a doji or a pin bar. Okay, this is a doji for those who don't know, a candle where we have equal wicks on each side and a very small body. And then a pin bar is like this. We have a small body at the top and a big wick. Okay. And you obviously got your bearish pin bar, like so. So why do these have liquidity above or below them? So I'm quite sure a lot of people would have started with baby pips, and baby pips often teaches, well, we've got this here, we've got this break, like so. We're gonna have this fib on, and I don't know, let's just put this at 50%. I'm gonna save this as 50%. Just reset to default templates. We'll say something like this. All right, so we've got this high to low, and then you've got, your EMA coming in here. So price must then react like this. So baby pips often teaches things like this. And in this reaction point, they often say to look for pin bars, okay, or dojis as your entry pattern. So if we know the statistic that 90% of traders fail, okay, then we should at least wait for this doji to be taken, okay? Say that's a doji. If that's a doji, we should then wait for this to be swept. So let's have a look on the charts. Now, if you have a look in tools, you'll be able to find the liquidity indicator. If you just put that into Pine script, then you'll find these white candles on your chart. Okay. Let's just rewind to current day. So there's a lot of these candles, but you can see already here, we produce reactions away from these types of candles. Okay, like so. Bang. Okay. Just having a look. Like so. We take that one there, like so. We take that one there, like so. So these candles produce really, really good reactions. Now, one thing that I am looking for is I do prefer for a candle to be on a point. So either on a high or a low. Okay. We run high or low, like so. Okay. Yes, candles like this do get reactions. Okay. However, I just prefer my candles to be on highs or lows. Okay. So what time frames am I looking for these on? Okay. Let's say, for example, today. Okay. Price comes into the H4 MSNR. Okay. We then have our 15-minute QM. Here. Okay. So what time frames am I now looking for this liquidity candle to be on? I'm either looking on the 5-minute or the 15-minute. Okay, and this is where you can start seeing us building this strategy. So you can see here we have that liquidity candle. Now, if all of these liquidity candles end up getting taken, then what are these? Okay, they are simply retail traps. Okay, this here is a retail trap. Okay, this here, retail trap. Okay, this here, retail trap. So you can now see how when J-Rod is posting these reels, how he gets so many of these traps, okay, before he starts to take his entries. And as you can see there, we take that liquidity and we know we should be bearish because if we have a look here, we had that QM and this actually starts to now line up with that daily schematic, okay? The Asia break and retest, we have that liquidity candle there. So now we can look for price to go lower. Okay, look, what do we have here? A liquidity candle. Okay, we take out this liquidity candle here. We can now look for shorts. Now you can see this is why I am preferring to see the ones on the points, just because this one here would have been a fake boss. And 9 times out of 10 as well, these liquidity candles here are actually fake bosses. So you can see here, you get your F boss. Okay. Sorry, you get your F boss here actually. And then we then come and take out this high, and then you get the real move. It's just a different way to look at it. Now, obviously, a 15-minute liquidity candle is going to be a little bit more stronger than a 5-minute liquidity candle, but just work with what you get given in the markets. Okay. So if we see if there's one here, an example here, I believe price coming into a H4 level here. Yeah, so H4 MSNR, 15-minute QM. Okay. 15-minute QM there. And then if we look here, we actually have that liquidity candle down there. So price takes that. And then from there, price goes up. Okay, so you could be bullish all the way up there and then bearish all the way down. So hopefully that gives you a little of insight on how we're going to be using liquidity candles. In the next video, we're going to be going over some extra types of liquidity. So if you have any questions on this, put it in the questions group on Discord, and then please move on to the next video.